Okay, so it's a really exciting moment. Somebody has bought something from your site, the party has died down, and now you realize you've actually got to ship this product to the customer. You've got to fulfill your order. So how are we going to do that? Well, in this lecture, I'm going to show you the manual process to fulfill an order. And then later on in the following lecture, you'll see how to do it automatically. Now, you might say to yourself, if there's an automatic process, why do I need to know how to do it manually? Well, it's much like when I showed you how to import the products. Understanding the manual process is very, very important. So you understand exactly what the underlying process is. And also the automatic process is not foolproof. So it's always good to know exactly what's going on underneath. So in order to demonstrate this to you, I've made an order off my site, and you can see that it happened 2 minutes ago. All right, this other one was the test order we did some lectures ago, but I just made this one 2 minutes ago. You can see that the payment status has been authorized and it is unfulfilled. We need to fulfill it. So the first thing I want to do is click into the order detail itself. Now you can see the product that's been ordered, the heart-shaped dog pendant. That's perfect. And all I really need to know is this information here, the name and the address of the customer who I'm actually going to ship it to. So what we need to do now is actually buy this from Ali and have it shipped directly to the customer. Now remember, I reiterate, I know, but we never touch this product. That's one of the beauties of this model, is that the supplier over there on Ali is going to ship directly to our customer. So the next thing we want to do is go over to Ali, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So here I am on AliExpress.com, and if you're doing this for the very first time, which is highly likely, what you'll need to do is to create an account on Ali. Okay, it's completely free. Just go to the home page, go over here to join, and just click on join free. And then all you'll need to do is to fill in this very basic form and click create your account, and you will then have an account on Ali. So please take a moment to do that now. I obviously have an account on Ali, but I'm going to create a new one because I want to show you exactly what it will look like for you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new account. And having done that, I'll go find the product on Ali, and I shall see you in a moment. So here I am on the product page. Now, just before I move to the next step, I always do a couple of checks. The first check I do is to make sure that the supplier still has plenty of product in stock. I don't want to start ordering from a supplier who has only got 10 pieces available, for example, because, I'm hoping this product's going to take off and I don't want him to run out of stock. And in fact, on that note, it's often good to find 2 or 3 suppliers that stock the product you want, so that you always have some sort of insurance policy. Not that that's always possible. So if you do have the one supplier, make sure there is plenty of stock available. And you can see here that I've got 9,825 pieces available. So that is more than enough to build my business upon. And the other thing I do is I always make sure that ePacket is still available. So by clicking on this part here, I can scroll down, and sure enough, in this case, it is. So it's all good. I select ePacket, go to OK, which gives me a total price of $4.50. So I'm going to make a great markup on this. And the next thing I want to do is hit buy now. And this is where you'll need to fill in the shipping information. Now, these are the details of the customer that bought from your site. These aren't your details. This is the person who bought from your site, because the supplier here on AliExpress is going to ship directly to them. So remember, again, I keep repeating myself, we are never going to touch or handle this product. So the information you want here is to be found back on your orders page. So let's go back there. And what you're looking at here is the name and then the address. So I'm going to quickly fill those in. All right, so that's all done. 32 New Road, Anchorage, Alaska. Now, the important thing here is the mobile number. And what you want to do here is put in your mobile number, because if there's any kind of issue, you want AliExpress to contact you directly. Now, I've been doing this a very, very long time, and I have never, ever been contacted by AliExpress. But if I was, it's really no big deal. I'm simply buying something off of Ali. So every time, make sure you put your number into this field. So I'm going to put in a fictitious number here. All right, so the telephone number is in there, and then all I need to do now is click on Save and Ship to this address. So we get a confirmation screen, and this address is now actually saved into the Ali system. So if you ever wanted to ship to this person again, you're going to find it in your saved addresses at a later stage. But just check that that looks all great. And then what you want to do is scroll down to this bit here, the review, and confirm your order. All right, so just make sure everything is in place. Make sure this shipping bit here is selected correctly. Sometimes I've seen that skip out and doesn't select ePacket for some reason. So make sure you got ePacket, give it the once over, and make sure everything looks great. Okay, so total price of $3.18. So some very, very nice profit to be had there, I'm sure you'll agree. Now, the last thing you want to do is to fill in this bit here. Leave a message for this seller. And what you want to write is, please do not include the original invoice. This is a dropship, thank you. All right, so when the supplier sends this to the customer, you don't want them to include the original invoice in there for $3.18, because otherwise your customer is going to know exactly where it came from and how much you paid for it in the first place, which is something you want to avoid clearly. Now, you will find that suppliers on Ali have absolutely no problem putting this in. They know that many people drop ship from Ali, and they want to work with drop shippers. You know, at the end of the day, they're making exactly the same money. The supplier is making exactly the same money, whether it's a drop shipper ordering it or an individual customer. And not only that, they know that drop shippers could be ordering an enormous amount in the future. So the interests are completely aligned. So you'll have absolutely no issues with this statement whatsoever. Now, the last thing you want to do, of course, is to pay. So let's scroll down to the payment method. Now, this is where you're going to pay with your card. But remember, you are cash positive at this point. You've already got the money up front from the customer. You know, you've got $20, $25, whatever it is, in your hands here, more or less. And now you're going to pay out, in this case, $3.18. So you've got the money up front. But what you'll need to do here for the first time is to put in your card details. You know, as I said a little while back, I've set up a brand new Ali account here because I want you to see exactly what it will look like the first time around. But once you set up that card, it's going to save your card details, so you're not going to have to re-enter this every single time. Now, one thing just to be aware of when you're doing this for the very first time is the billing address. You see how it's basically put in here the customer's address, and clearly that's not my billing address. So make sure you go in and edit that and put in the address that corresponds with your card. But otherwise, that's it. You are done. You have done absolutely everything to order the item off of Ali. Now, Ali will now do its automated process. The supplier will see the order, he will see that you've paid, and he will ship the product directly to the customer with that little note in there to not include the original invoice. Everything is in place. Now, we just have a few things left to do back on Shopify to complete the process. So I'll see you back there in a moment. So here I am now back on the familiar order form. Now, if I scroll down a bit, you'll see that I've got this Start Fulfilling button. So if I click on that, I get this next form where I have the option to fill in some tracking information should I be working with a particular carrier, but otherwise I can just leave this blank, and always leave this on as well. Send shipment details to your customer. Now, this will relate to those emails that we were looking at some time ago, those email notifications that go out automatically, which I'm sure you remember. And then all you got to do is just basically click on Fulfill Items. And that's it. The order has been fulfilled. You'll see the status here has changed to fulfilled. And if I scroll down here a bit, you'll see fulfillments marked as fulfilled, etc. And then in the timeline, you also see fulfilled. So it's all there. And just for absolute confirmation, if I go back to the All Orders page, you see now 23 minutes ago, authorized and fulfilled. So the order is well on its way, but there still is one very important thing that we still need to do, and that's actually to get paid. Although we've had a payment on our site, we haven't actually received the money yet, and that's because we haven't captured the payment. So what am I talking about, and why would this need to be a manual step? Surely when somebody buys something off of our site, it automatically goes to the bank and gets authorized, and we automatically get paid. Now, the good news is we'll set it up to do exactly that in a moment. Now, the reason why some people always have it on manual is to do with the amount of stock. So let's imagine that somebody comes and buys something off of our site, and then we go to the warehouse and realize we don't have any left. Then we're going to have to start a different sort of process. We might not take the payment at all, or we might try and offer a different product, but that's a different model. But with drop shipping, and you remember on AliExpress, I emphasize the importance of a supplier having a lot of stock. This should never be a problem. So right now, we're just going to manually capture the payment by simply clicking on the Capture Payment button. And then all I do is simply click on Accept. And there we go. Payment of $21.95 has been accepted. So as I just said, you can set this up automatically, so you don't have to click on that button every single time. Yet another thing to remember. So in order to do that, just go down to your settings, go to your payment providers, and then scroll down to the bottom here. And this is where you see payment authorization, okay? Here we have manually capture payments for orders. And over here we have automatically capture payment for orders. So all you do is simply select the automatic. Now I'm going to leave mine on manual because for teaching purposes, there's a couple of things I still want to show you. But by all means now set yours on automatic, and then any payments that you receive on your store will be automatically processed by the bank. So everything has been done. That is how you manually fulfill an order. Now, if you've got hundreds, maybe thousands of orders coming in the future, clearly you don't want to be sitting there all the time manually fulfilling orders. So let's have a look and see how Oberlo, that same software that we looked at that was helping us import products, can help us automate the whole manual fulfillment process.